Hello, everybody. Hello, we're doing another episode. I'm just calling this thing "Climbing the Hill" because I like rock climbing, and I've been doing it close to the same amount of time that I decided that I wanted to run for Congress. So, two birds, one stone. Why the heck not? But yeah, so welcome. I think probably like nobody. Which is a bummer. I'm going to real quickly, let's see here, update the actual thing because apparently, it's, I don't know, YouTube wouldn't allow me to use like this fancy new software I was trying to use. So, come on. Boop. There we go, with a way more professional, picture on there. So unfortunately, we don't have many cameras like I wanted. And by many, I mean two. Again, I had another cool thing here. Ooh, pictures and pictures. So we are going to be looking at a few things today, really. It's just going to be a matter of what people are interested in and what they think is important. Because to be real, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I think is important. Because who the hell cares, really? So yeah. So we'll again take a look. We're gonna. I think first and foremost, I kind of wanted to chat. I think really just about what I guess we'll do an update while we let all the people that are obviously going to be here show up. So let's see if I can mess with Laurels and do anything other than that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how this works. The Facebook one was like, I guess, okay. There was just a huge like lag and delay. But yeah, I guess realistically, let's see what I can do here. And again, if you're the one person that is watching this, I do apologize. But you know, that's politics, baby. I just love saying that to people. Because it means like nothing, basically. Oop. We'll just, all right, screw it. We're gonna leave it alone. So again, thank you to like the one person that has showed up. Do appreciate it. I can't see who it is, which is annoying. Yeah. So, what have I been up to all day while we wait for all of the people to show up? Let's see. Well, really, I stopped by. Where's I stopped by Nosotros, which is again the coolest and absolute best indoor rock climbing gym that exists ever in the entire universe, but especially in the Cleveland area. I always stopped by Nosotros, which was the first location that they opened in Lakewood on Detroit Road and Lincoln in the basement of a church, which is really cool because, I don't know, it's sweet. It's a nonprofit. They do amazing things, and it's exciting to rock climb because it's good workout, and you can't think about things when you're 30,000 feet up in the air climbing. But I stopped by, and luckily Peter, the owner, again, great name, of course, but he's been there every day, which is amazing. Because you know there's no people there. He's just cleaning. He's organizing. He's allowing people to come and buy really cheap rock climbing holds, which is awesome. Because people need stuff to do, and rock climbing is amazing and a great distraction. I signed up immediately when I decided to stop drinking. Literally, I stopped drinking the end of July, and I signed up. I think my trial membership started at July 27th or something like that. So yeah, it's amazing. It's seriously the coolest thing in the universe. if you have never tried it. You don't have to worry about heights. It's like 15 feet and under, so you don't need harnesses. You don't need ropes. You don't need anything, really. You just need to show up. There's mats. There's a lot of different things that are awesome about it. Sorry that I'm super rude and distracted right now. I am trying to figure out shit that I should have figured out a while ago. So yeah, screw it. I wonder if anybody's gonna like not show up because it's not more easily accessible on Facebook. That'd be hilarious. Actually, screw it. Whatever. Let's do this. Wait, what? Why can't I go live? That's strange. Well, whatever. Well, hello, two people. Say something. Say hello in the chat. I don't know who this is or anything because everything that I'd set up, all of a sudden my phone's camera stopped like registering, which is really annoying. But show must go on, right? Well, what? Yeah. Awesome. Hello, JC Charles on Facebook. I'm also doing a live stream on YouTube, so everyone is more interesting for you. I'm going with the goatee situation because why not? But sorry that all of the three people that are here can't see it. But again, we are looking at a couple different things today. We're continuing my update on my day. So I went to Nosotros, and asked Peter, the owner, if I could borrow some stuff. Really just an idea of like what I would need because I'm building my own hangboard, which is pretty cool. Because yeah, why wouldn't that be really cool? It's a hangboard. It's just a training thing for rock climbing. It makes your fingers stronger. You just hang from it. And I am really bad at little things that are called slopers, which don't have real edges. So he gave me two of them, and he's letting me borrow his drill, and he gave me the screws and the little connector guys to eventually drill it into it. So not only is Nosotros the greatest thing in the world because it gives so many people something to do from all ages, like little kids love it. I volunteered there for a little while. I did the marketing and sales, which mostly just meant that I talked to people about it. And the children they love it. Like they just run themselves crazy, and then they are like basically wanting to go to sleep. I'm not like creepily following them home, maybe. No, I obviously bother the parents and ask them about it because marketing and sales, yo. All right, JC Charles. Oh, Emily, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you. Again, always cool to see anybody. I wish I could see who was actually watching it on YouTube. I guess that doesn't really matter. But Emily, I wanted to say hello. I wanted to say sorry I was so insane yesterday. I had basically blah, blah, blah. I suck. I'm the worst. And I was kind of shitty to you. Sorry. Oh, that was like really weird looking. I am sorry. That don't let the thing fool you. I talked the entire time, and that was bullshit. No one wants to have that happen to them. So thank you for tuning back in. Yeah. Then Andrea, I'm Sarah. What's going on? Twice in a row. Awesome. Good to see you again. And again, I'm still waiting to hear your take and opinion on that amazing picture of me, you, Kyle, and Katie. But no worries, there's no homework. But yeah, so again, we are taking a look. Mrs. Glassnap, hello. So yeah, I've been building a hangboard all day, so that's how I was staying busy. I was trying to pretend. Well, I was trying to not cut my fingers off. Was the big one, but I ended up getting everything cut. We'll see how quickly it takes for me to fall off or like rip a door frame off my house or something. I don't weigh much, so I'm assuming it'll be breaking before I break it. All right, but down to brass tacks here. There's a lot of craziness going on, obviously, still. That didn't change over one day, which is a bummer. But I wanted to talk to the teachers. So I know, well, whatever. Why? Sorry, one person that's still watching me on this, or on YouTube. Jeez Louise. Oh, whatever. Who cares? I don't need to see anything. Dude, okay. All right, so now actually down to brass tacks. I did want to reach out and ask teachers. I wanted to talk to them because, one, they're the most important people in the universe because they make idiot kids. And again, I'm not saying like all kids are idiots. I'm saying I was an idiot. I was rambunctious. I was very angsty. I always have been because I'm annoying as hell. That being said, teachers are the only reason that I am even speaking clearly right now. I'm not saying that it's good or bad, what I'm talking about. Oh, hello again, Andrea. Thank you for hanging back out again. Now I, again, understand how and why it's so annoying that it's like, this guy went live. This guy went live. This guy went live. It's because Facebook is shitty. Their like live thing is set up like garbage, and then YouTube is not allowing anything that I had set up on YouTube. So again, bummer for the one person watching it from a webcam, laptop, computer situation. Okay, now we're finally going to get into it because coronavirus, COVID-19. So I guess a couple things to go over real quick. And I do want to, again, preface this thing with a few ground rules for my channel. When I say you, I'm not talking to you. I'm using it in the royal terminology, and most of the time I'm including myself. We, you, whatever, just assume I'm not talking to any specific person unless they ask me a question, which, again, I would love to hear questions and answer them to my best of my ability. That being said, I also swear, I'm running for Congress. I'm on the ballot. If you haven't requested your early ballot, like 3/4 of everybody that's in voting age in Ohio. Yeah. 75% of people in Ohio are not going to vote. So neat. I hope that all those people are regular voters for Marcy Kaptur and I just like randomly win this primary, which would be dope. But again, I'm going to swear. I don't give a shit if you're offended by it. If you're offended by words, I have some news. Children are homeless in your backyard. Millions of Americans are on unemployment without a job, and they don't know how they're going to pay their bills. So if you're offended by a word, who the fuck cares? Grow up. Cool. Those are my two things. I'm not talking to anyone specifically, ever, and I swear, and I don't care. Oh, hell yeah, Robbie Z. Thank you. So here's what we're looking at. The COVID virus, the coronavirus. It is terrifying. It is scary. It is not a thing to take lightly. It's not. It's there. People are dying. I'm not trying to downplay anything at all. Stay safe. The government isn't going to do it. Let's be real. Quite the opposite. They're gonna outbid states for personal protective equipment. Well, I'll post some shit if anyone wants to see the videos or the transcripts of Donald Trump laughing while he was on the phone with the governor of Illinois, going, huh, yeah, we probably just have more money and are buying more. So capitalism. Again, that's not verbatim. That's pretty damn close, though. So yeah, the president, who told every state that they are basically fending for themselves, then laughed that a governor couldn't get the equipment he needs so people in his state don't die and they can follow the CDC guidelines. Crazy, right? And not have more people die. They don't want their citizens. Nobody wants anybody to die, I'm assuming. Shit, I correct that. Donald Trump wants people to die. As long as he's making money, as long as his buddies are making money, he didn't give a shit. Who cares? Let's be real. Yeah, Robbie, you were correct. America is good only if you have money. And that sucks because, let's be real, what the hell happened to the American dream? What happened to being able to come here as an undocumented immigrant, as so many people that think that borders should be real and that a border wall is important and that if you're not coming into the country illegally, then get in line. They're the same people that go, yeah, it was crazy. My grandpa came over here in 10 cents in his pocket, didn't speak a lick of English. The only reason he could come over is because every immigrant was allowed to come into America. Everyone was legal. The reason for that? Not because we're amazing, not because we are a melting pot, because we want every single person of every single race, ethnicity, and gender to be here. It's being proven right now. It's why we go to war, because borders are more important. The reason we were letting every single immigrant into this country because we needed labor. When we got here, the 1600s, before it was actually a country, do you guys know what we did to all of the people we could have had that were much more numerous than the couple people that could afford to come over here on a ship? We murdered them. We committed genocide on every single Native American we could find. And then we decided to dub them Native Americans or Indians. Shit. Like, talk about kicking somebody, a race, when they're down. Like, these people have been here for shit, probably hundreds of thousands of years. They are way beyond us, and they understand that you don't own the land. You can't own the water. Air is available for everybody. You didn't build the land. You didn't make the water happen. You didn't combine hydrogen and oxygen. So why the fuck do you get to do it? Because you bought something? Get the fuck out of here, really. Especially when people aren't able to drink safe water. Look at Nestle buying up a natural spring, and Flint, Michigan still doesn't have water. So if you're not angry about this shit, if you're not offended by this stuff, the fuck's wrong with you? Like, are you not a person with a heart? Do you not understand that people are people and humans are humans? You give a shit about yourself. You give a shit about your family, hopefully. Is that it? Is that all you got? Because children are getting murdered every single day in school. Not anymore. The reason that gun deaths have gone down so much is because they aren't around. They're not gathered in a place that they can easily be murdered. That's the only reason. Pollution is down because people aren't driving to work. That's it. That's the only reason. It's not because all of a sudden things are getting better. And that isn't an attack on working. It's an attack on the oil industry. It's an attack on the auto manufacturing industry. Tesla included. But if you think about it, there are many different ways that we can try to conspiracy theory shit together. But here's the fun stuff. Conspiracy theory I like facts. And I loved conspiracy theories. I, for a while, just believed every single one ipso facto because it was a lot more interesting to just go into something with an open mind and trying to learn something instead of assuming that I know better than whatever. Yeah. So the auto industry and the big oil. They're the reason that we are still so addicted to oil. They are the reason that it costs more for an electric car. They're the reason that solar panels are only now getting slightly affordable for people, as long as they do financing or whatever the hell it might be. So it's really not affordable still. And that's because big oil. Rubbing your head and going, how the hell does big oil have to do with the sun? Great question. It doesn't at all. It has to do with the infrastructure. Like cars, automobiles weren't zero down, $99 a month when they first came out. Because shit's expensive when it first comes out. New technology is expensive. That's why there are hierarchies of people that like technology. Not first responders, but the first wave guys, they pay more money for their cell phones. They pay more money for their computers. They pay more money for all of their technology. And then the rest of us either hear that it's worth it and go buy it, or we wait. Think about it. Your TV doesn't get cheaper just because your TV gets cheaper because of technology getting cheaper to produce. And with TVs, actually, the reason your smart TV is cheaper than it ever was is not because of technology getting cheaper. It's because Netflix and Amazon, regardless of them being even on your TV, on your smart TV, every single bit of data that you have on your TV is being streamed back to somebody. Yeah, I know it's really fun when everything sounds conspiratorial, but it's not anymore. You can literally get what Facebook and what Google have archived on you. Hundreds of gigabytes if you don't use Facebook that much. But they track everything. They know where you are. They know what time you went to the store. They knew, and if you're texting or using their Facebook app, even if you're not, it'll still transmit data. But they also know who you're with, because if you're going somewhere and you're staring at Facebook, it's a good chance that everyone in the room is staring at Facebook. So again, they're tracking one person, but then they're tracking everyone else in the room. So one person becomes lots of people. And then you have the Wi-Fi that you're logging into. So they not only know who you're hanging out with, they know exactly where you are. Beyond, outside of the pinging of cell towers. So yeah, so it's really fun because it's really fucked up that we don't care about things. It's really fucked up that Big Oil has their lobbyist groups. I think they spent $20 or $30 million last year alone. They've been giving a bunch of state senators and governors and state reps already filled in and completed amendments. Yeah, right? I know, weird. We really put so much weight and veritas into our representatives, but lobbyists are the ones who write shit. I'm not going to throw out a real statistic there, but I'm going to say they write at least one bill, which is more than they should. We elect people because they're not corporations, because as we've seen over time and forever in capitalism, corporations don't give a shit about you. They don't care. They don't give a shit about your feedback. They don't care about what you think really about their product, as long as you buy it. And as long as you don't talk too much shit about losing a finger from it or something, they still don't give a shit about you. You leaving a review doesn't do anything to them. They don't give a fuck about you because you're not a member of their board. You're not a shareholder. You're not a stakeholder in the company. You're not making the money. So no corporation ever gives a fuck about you. If you ever think they do, then I got a bridge that I can sell you for a really good price. I promise. Let's see here. Oh, Elizabeth Adams. Hello. How you doing? And shit, is that Endrit? What up, Endrit? I was kind of randomly yesterday because a bunch of people from high school were tuning in. So the memory I will always have of Endrit, is I was hanging out with him at Alex Varsa's house, and we were just kicking it, probably trying to buy cigarettes somewhere or something, or looking cool while we were smoking. And he just looked at me and goes, "Wow, you have a shitload of blackheads right above your lip." And I was just okay. And then luckily, because I was a little girl and Endrit has always been able to beat me up, Alex Varsa was like, "Dude, what the fuck's wrong with you?" And I literally went home that day and tried to pop as many as I could. It was really fucking funny and awesome. So, what's up, dude? How you been? Are you still like way even a million times bigger than I am? I think last time I saw you, you were fucking huge, I believe. But yeah, so again, anybody that does the Facebook thing, I'll be able to see who you are. And yeah, that's a good question. I wonder if I like change screens or whatever. Fuck it, whatever. We'll just do this then, because I don't need to see myself really. All right, cool. So here's like the thing that I kind of wrote up that we'll just kind of go through, and feel free to ask questions. Feel free to tell me if I'm wrong, because I don't think I'm right. That's the whole point of being an adult, is if you think you're right all the time, you can't learn anything new. So I never claim to think that I'm right. If you hear me say that, punch me in the balls or something. Call me out on it right now or on social media ever. I don't think that I'm right. I don't think I know anything. That's the fun thing about being an adult, is you can learn things. You don't have to impress teachers. You don't have to get your parents off your back by getting good grades. No one gives a shit that you know everything or not. It's silly to think that you could. Okay, so here's the deal. Coronavirus is not just like this whole outbreak, this whole pandemic. The government shutting down is not because of the virus. Sure, it's the thing we're blaming it on right now, but it's not. It has nothing to do with the virus. The stock market crashing and tanking has nothing to do with the virus either. Again, this is like a prove me wrong thing shit. So I guess, yeah, these are facts. I'm not like giving an opinion. If you look at real numbers, the reason the stock market was so great and performing so well, I'm going to call out Matthew Bassar real quick on Facebook, because I don't know why he's not here. He's got a lot of knowledge on the stock market and how it works. He likes to talk about it all the time. So I'd love to get him in here. But yeah, the reason that the stock market crashed is because for the past about 10, 11 years, we haven't done anything more as a corporation than stock buybacks. And again, this isn't every corporation, but this is a good amount of them, especially the ones right now that have their hands out going, hey, come on, give me some money. I can't afford to stay in business for another week, even though I have a market cap of like billions of dollars. And you did bail us out once already. Sorry that we did that. Oh, no. We hope everything's okay. Why? I don't give a shit. There we go. Cool. So there we go. Yeah. Why are you doing this? Whatever. Who gives a fuck? You don't care. Oh, little close. Yeah. Whatever. That totally. You just don't care. Who cares? But yeah, so the reason that the market crashed, the reason it was doing so well is not because they were creating jobs. If you look at the rate of job creation and different indices that show that, they were all going down while the stock market was going up. Again, if you want me to prove this, tell me. It's easy. People's entire careers and corporations and jobs are looking at gathering these stats, and then making decisions based off of a gamble, a guess, hey, I think this is going to go up today, or hey, I think that's going to go down tomorrow. The stock market is all gambling. You don't, unless you know the future, which would be dope. You're not a genius. Like, you're not like a Oracle of Omaha just because you use really shady and aggressive practices to make billions of dollars. Yeah, Warren Buffett. Woo! But for real, like people aren't good at the stock market. They maybe are for a little bit. They're lucky for a little while, but no one has ever been 100% in the stock market. So that means that people aren't good at it. Unless good means that like I've maybe made a little more money than I've lost right now. But that could change tomorrow. So the reason the stock market is so shitty right now, that could change tomorrow. So the reason the stock market is so shitty right now is because of stock buybacks. Yes, stock buybacks. These guys that have billions of dollars. I've seen $1 trillion market valuation for, it was like Saudi Aramco. It was, again, an oil corporation, but even Alphabet, which is the umbrella corporation that, yeah, Resident Evil fans, but it's the umbrella corporation for Google or any of their fun stuff. So Google doesn't own shit. Alphabet does. And that's what you have to look at. Like, their Google stock isn't that big of a deal. Alphabet is. Same. Well, Facebook's a little different. Facebook is Facebook. But stock buybacks. If you're unfamiliar with what a stock buyback is, well, it's literally exactly like it sounds. So that's the first one. But literally, it's just when you are a CEO, you decide what to do with the profits. Well, the board votes on it mostly, but the CEO is a big part of it. Not the day-to-day. They decide what big picture, macroeconomically, as opposed to micro, the day-to-day shit. So when you post your quarterly statements, when you have things you have to send to you, the guys that own, that are your real bosses, the shareholders, the stakeholders, again, the only ones that really matter. Jeremy O's, what up, buddy? Oh, shit, is that Tony? Like, from a million years ago? Dope. What's up, dude? How's it going? Jeremy, what's up, man? How are you? I don't really know you that well, but I know your buddy Josh, and obviously I've cooked food for you. So good to see you, man. Hope everything's going well, especially now with the interest rates being like zero, about to creep into negative territory. It's a great time to get a mortgage. Still a shitty time to buy a house. Even shitty, actually it's a really shitty time to buy a house, but it's a great time to get financing, which again is all that fucking people matter, or all that matters. It's a really bad time to buy a house. Hell yeah. DD, what up? How's it going? But yeah, I hope everything is well. Jeremy, still, like the fact that, I just said shit doesn't matter. So stock buybacks. Wow, I'm so easily distracted. Stock buybacks. That means that every quarter you get your profit analysis sheet. You find out what your company did. Find out if you made good decisions a few months ago while you were on your private jet, whatever the case may be. And they have a couple decisions. Really two is what it breaks down to, though. Woo, I don't know how this works. I've never watched anybody live on this. So, yeah, DD, how are you? So stock buybacks. Every quarter, you can do one of two things with the profits from your company. You can reinvest into the company. You can give people better benefits. You can give people more time off. You can just give your employees a bonus. Or you can do what's called a stock buyback. That means that every quarter, if you make, let's say corporation Pete, I sell ugly sweaters and hats. I do great this year. I make $100 in profit this quarter. That means that I, as a corporation, can do one of two things. I can invest in more shitty sweaters. I can invest in more ugly hats that I found. I can improve my processes. I can improve the day-to-day. I can hire more people, or I guess just people, because it's just a corporation of me. Or I can buy stocks in myself. Now, CEOs have been choosing stock buybacks. That's why you see big corporations like Amazon and Apple and really only technology companies leading the way, and they have the biggest increase in stock prices, or had, of anybody. You can look up the top 5 corporations. You can look up the top industries. It's all tech. It was manufacturing for years. It was auto industry for a while, since 2000, since like late 90s, early 2000s. It's been tech and oil, really. Now it's tech. That's it. Even oil producers are losing money because and that's the thing I'll talk about at the end if anybody cares about why gas is so cheap and why oil is like trading under like $15 a barrel right now, when a few months ago it was like 100, give or take. It was like 80 to 100. I think it was like an 80 average. I haven't looked at Brent crudes in like a week, so sorry. If you actually know what Brent crude is, what indices that represents, dope. Give me a hell yeah virtual high five, first of all. Second of all, that's just awesome. Let's see here. Am I still live streaming on YouTube with one person? Yeah, shit, whatever. Who cares? Come on to this live stream, sir. Okay, so again, back to the stock buybacks. So we had it's the end of the quarter. We have an idea of how much money we made as a company after we paid everything. So this is profits. This is net profits. So we already paid all of our shit off. This is just cashola. There's money in the bank, basically. So you can, again, invest in your company. You can invest in your employees. You can make things better for everyone, or you can buy back your own stocks. Now, the reason that that's so efficient at making your stock prices rise is because if I release 10 stocks, oh, sweet zombie Jesus, really? Canadian Oil's negative money right now. Shit, that's fucking crazy. But yeah, so you can take all that money and you can buy back the stock, meaning that if I go public, I cut myself up into 100 pieces. So I keep like 5 because I like want my nose and my like left pinky because that's my favorite pinky. But I sell all the 98 other pieces to people. So when I inevitably am a billion-dollar corporation, I can decide to release more stocks, or I can just keep it at 100. So I own 2. There's 98 out there. That means supply and demand. But if I take some of those stocks back, there's less supply, which increases the price, which increases demand. So if I spend the $1 million I made serving the community, doing amazing, seemingly great things for women, men, homeless people, black, white, yellow, green, orange, rainbow, whatever the fuck people want to say they're doing really good things for while they're pocketing billions of dollars. It's just garbage. I could take that and I could make my shares worth more. But also here's the real rub. Is CEOs get paid on how their stocks perform. I'm hoping that's not like a shocker to anybody, but that's how CEOs get paid. So when they have a salary of like a couple $1 million, and then they have like benefits and they have, you know, perks, they have like probably a private whatever that the company is paying for, cell phone at the very least, they're also really making their money from their stock portfolio. Meaning that every big-hearted CEO you've seen or you know or you throw out there as an example for, he's not taking a salary this year. Who the fuck cares? CEOs pay lawyers a lot of money so that they don't have to pay, or they have to pay as little taxes as possible. Oh, Lieutenant, hello, what's up, buddy? How are you? But yeah, so you have a situation where all of a sudden I'm in possession of a few more of these stocks. I'm paid by how much they're trading at. So I have every incentive as a good, hardworking capitalist to make more money, right? Because if I'm making money, then I can create more jobs, which means more people will have income, right? Fucking wrong, dude. You are an idiot if you still believe that that's how things work. If you're the best person, you're not going to get the job. Oh, man, hold on. George, hello. I hope everything's doing well. It's been a while. I would love to actually, if I can, give you a call tomorrow. I was thinking about you the other day in the creepiest way possible. But hey, I don't think you've ever actually seen me. Look, this is me, George. This is the guy who sold you the portable oxygen concentrator that, again, admittedly, you said changed your life, made things a lot better. But at the end of the day, we sold it for way more than it was worth, way more than we needed to sell it for. And the only reason that George was able to get one was because luckily he had the money saved up to buy it, which again is amazing. He's the only person I've ever sold anything to on the phone that I friended on Facebook, because he's just genuinely just an amazing person. I loved when we got to talk anytime he called me, I was excited. So George, again, I hope everything is great. I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy. And if you have a specific question, or if you want to just write something down, you can ask me whatever. So I am going to bug you tomorrow. Just letting you know. But yeah, so again, good to see you. Hat back on, which doesn't mean anything, I guess. Really? Yeah, who cares? Okay, so back to the example. I'm so bad at this. We have a stock. I'm getting paid my real income based on how much the stock or what the stock is selling at, how it's performing. So I have every incentive to crank that up so that I get paid more at the end of the year. Mind you, I'm making my lawyers make my income look like as close to zero as possible the entire time, and my salary doesn't matter. That's garbage. $20 million as a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar corporation is seriously chump change. If you think different, again, sorry, you got another thing coming. Yeah, $1 billion is a lot of money, like a lot more than a majority of people understand. Because everyone goes, yeah, I don't know how much that is. Yeah. If you just do that, like off the cuff, you don't know how much money $1 billion is. You think you do, but you probably still also think that $1 million will make you rich. Yeah. So again, I'm just calling everyone out. There's no you I'm pointing to. I'm trying to get people to interact and hopefully ask questions. But again, let people know that you're not special. You're not smart. You're not the best in the world at anything. If you were, you wouldn't be spending time watching some asshole kid say things. And again, I'm 32. I'm not a kid. Words, man. But seriously, if my sole incentive at work, and again, if you're not a CEO, no worries. Think about your job. I know a lot of salesmen, but I know a lot of people in a lot of industries. No one's trying to not make as much money as possible, and they're not okay. They're not like, their goal isn't to make just enough money to like survive and be okay. They're loftier than that. CEOs are the same way. Just because you have $1 billion doesn't mean you don't want another billion. Quite the opposite. If you have $1 billion, you realize it's possible for you. You want all the billions of dollars. One more. Hold on. Where you at? He's gonna totally like after as soon as I end this, somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, sorry, dude, I was like busy. It was like work or something." Calling it. Yeah, Matt Massara, if you're watching this, I'm calling you out. But no, I love Matt Massara. He's awesome. He's a really good dude. He's a friend of mine. I'm just calling him out because why the hell not? Such fucking bullshit. Not what you're saying. I was gonna be like, all right, dope. Like, hell yeah. But thank you. Yeah, because like, here's the thing: is everyone thinks they know more than they do. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. No one's gonna look it up. Everyone's gonna say or look it up and see the first like line of it and say they know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is. I've been experiencing it. I don't fully understand the Dunning-Kruger effect because I haven't looked at the raw data, and I'm not a psychologist. But the gist. And one of my favorite headlines for the video that I ended up finding out about this was why dumbasses don't realize they're dumbasses and why they will never not be dumbasses, right? Fucking poignant. But it's just a curve. And it's, it's knowledge, like actual knowledge. Or no, I'm sorry. It's knowledge on the X and then confidence about your knowledge on the Y, okay? And it's just a curve that literally starts like this, goes, woo, and then like levels out. Meaning that if you know a tiny, minuscule, let's be real, unimportant thing about anything, you think you know a lot about it. This might be you. This might be people that you encounter all the time. For me, it was my buddy a couple days ago. He is an amazing guy, and his skills are amazing. Whatever. Polite Chris is who I'm talking about. If you know PC, that's who I'm talking about. He's an amazing woodworker. Like he's my wood man, and I'm the wood baby. But like seriously, if I have questions about how to literally do what should be easy, handy stuff, I call him because I don't know shit about anything when it comes to tools. Do I know how to use tools? Maybe. Can I use them? Oh, fuck, of course. Do I know how to use them? Probably not. But I can get the job done. But I mentioned that I was building a hangboard, which is just a piece of wood that has different size lips on it. So you hang from it, and you could basically make your fingers stronger, get the ligaments warmed up. It's a really, really awesome thing. Hi, Joey Saladino Jr. I'm not sure I know who you are, but hello. thanks for joining us. But yeah, so I was going to make this. I sent him 2 videos, one like 11 minutes long, one 3. So this is what I'm doing. Do you want to come over and help? And he was like, yeah, like I'm busy. I was like, totally cool. But then I think he got a little drunk like 2 days ago and was telling me a lot of stuff about the fact that I don't need a hangboard and that I have door frames. I can hang from those. Or there's a million other things to do. Mind you, I took him indoor bouldering for his first and only time doing it. Okay? So he doesn't know anything about rock climbing. He can move himself up a hill. He can climb up a mountain. But he doesn't know shit about rock climbing. Like, it's a thing. Like, just because I know how to breathe doesn't mean that I know things about the respiratory system. That's the easy thing. And he was a little bit, dude, Dunning-Kruger. Like, you don't fucking know what you're talking about. And if you think that I'm unaware of the fact that I can hang from a door frame, damn, dude, we have to have a different conversation. I have been rock climbing, well, shit, now, like, it's been about 8-9 months. But I was doing it 5 days and then eventually 6 days a week. I trained on a hanging board. That's why I wanted to fucking build one. But he was very certain that he knew more about me about it. Does he know how to make it prettier and better and sturdier? Fucking shit. Of course he does. Does he know why it's important? No. Did he ask me why I wanted to do it? No. Not at all. But he was pretty certain that I didn't need it, it wasn't important, or that I could make do with what I had. I try to say, cool, you're a worker. Like, you're a laborer. You have a sledgehammer. You can get rid of all of your other hammers, right? They do the same thing. And he went, well, no. I went, oh, what do you mean? But you have one hammer. That's enough, right? And again, I'm not talking shit. Like, I love Play Chris. He's one of my one of my oldest best friends. I love him to death. He's fucking awesome. Brittany, how you doing? Good of you to see me. How are you doing? I hope everything's well and you guys are all safe. But this is not like a shit talking thing about Play Chris. It's just explaining the Dunning-Kruger effect and how relevant it is to every encounter and interaction you have on a daily basis. Look it up. It's like you can find like a 10-minute video that gives you a brief overview, meaning that if you watch this video, you don't fucking understand the Dunning-Kruger effect. It means you have a better understanding than you did, but it doesn't mean that you have any real knowledge on it until you actually do that. Like, that's why you have to get a degree to be a psychologist or psychiatrist. You can't just like, yeah, like I watch, like I was on The Real World. I was like the guy that people went and talked to. Like, that doesn't fucking qualify for anything. All right, sorry. So, stock buybacks. That's how corporations work. If you're a CEO, the only thing that you care about is your paycheck and keeping your job and making the shareholders happy, because that's how you keep your job. And the only thing that shareholders care about is making money. They don't even mostly a lot of times know what the companies do when they're getting their dividend checks. Sure, there's lots of exceptions to that rule. That doesn't prove a rule wrong. It's an exception. Again, another fun one that people don't understand. And I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying that I'm open to everything, and I don't walk into conversations thinking I know more than anybody. What do you know? It's weird putting your ego aside, like truly, and listening. Dan Allen, what's up, buddy? Shit. There are more. Oh, hell yeah. I'm hoping that, like, anybody that I went to high school with, let's be real, I drank around in high school, it's just like, dude, Pete is, like, an insane person. Check out how fucking crazy he is. But yes, Dan, what's up, buddy? So that's the recap of, like, how CEOs work. They make money off of the price of their stocks, and they increase the price of their stocks by buying more of their stocks back, which increases the cost of the stock. That's why you saw the stock market performing so well. That's it. They weren't making more products. They weren't selling more products. They weren't creating jobs. Fucking quite the opposite. All the money that they could have created all those jobs with, they were buying their own shit back with. They were buying their own stocks. It's like Jared Kushner buying 1 million copies of his book. And they'd be like, look at that shit. Everyone loves us. It must be a really important book, and everyone must love it. Because why would there be 1 million sales if it wasn't amazing? That's the same thing CEOs have been doing for a long time. Here's the fun thing. I forgot this was like the conclusion. So again, CEOs, corporations, whatever, fuck them all. Yes, CEOs suck, and every billionaire that exists on this planet is an immoral fucking asshole piece of shit. Prove me wrong, motherfuckers. Awesome. So, shit. Sorry, I got distracted. Robin Zach is amazing. Her and her friends have been like correcting my grammar and spelling a bunch, which is fucking awesome. Because I love doing that to people myself. So if you like doing that to other people and you get angry when people do it to you, you're a child. Sucks for you. Shit, what the hell's the point? Roman! Shit, is that Roman? Dude, what up, man? God, I'm trying to remember exactly what class we had together. It was government, maybe? Which is fucking very apropos because I'm running for Congress. So, very apropos because I'm running for Congress. So, hey, look what I did. And Ryan Oberst, what's up, dude? Welcome back. God, I should stop looking at this fucking camera because it's distracting the hell out of me. But yeah, what the fuck were we talking about? CEOs, stock buybacks, the stock market. Basically, yeah, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of the recap there. So here is, again, the rub. Is that while we are all noticing that we haven't been prepared. Our private insurance, entire situation, our thing that you can pry from my cold, dead fingers because I can't afford to go to the doctor. Yeah, that's basically how that works. We, or at least I, always hear arguments of ipso facto government bad. What the fuck are you talking about? You drive on roads. Your parents or your grandparents, or depending on how young you are, maybe great-grandparents, probably served in World War II. And I'm not getting into the reason for World War II. Again, capitalism. Capitalism has killed way more people than socialism ever has. Again, prove me the fuck wrong. Or suck my dick. But yeah, seriously, like World War II vets. GI Bill. Every single person, not every single person, a bunch of people that I've encountered, usually when I'm sitting at a bar, so it was a while ago, or recently, because I don't hang out at bars during the day anymore, would always kind of just look at me, usually look at like my skinny jeans and like my annoying whatever the hell I'm wearing that day, and go, you kids. It's like, yes, what about us? My dad was a single parent, and he provided for X amount of kids. We always had food on the table. All these other people are just lazy or ignorant or whatever. Yeah, dude, no shit. Your dad was able to do that by himself and still have a full-time job. He either had free college. Again, GI Bill, free college. He didn't have to go into $100,000 of debt to do it like we do. So that's argument one. Dunzo. Argument two, if he didn't go to college, the GI Bill could also be used to buy a fucking house. Meaning that it was your down payment. It was your super low interest rate, which you deserved. You fought for this shitty country. You deserve way more than that. But GI Bill, you either got free education or a huge discount on your house. So, your dad, who I'm not saying wasn't an amazingly hard worker and great person, I'm saying that he had a million legs up than every single person that has to go to college and pay for it themselves or has to work 3 jobs and struggle to put money down. That's how that works. Con, hey, what's going on? How are you? But yeah, that's how that worked in the 40s. So anybody, this generation, unless they're complaining about, no, fuck that. Anyone that says, the other generation or this generation or my generation's better, they're all fucking idiots. They're all fucking lying. They don't know anything. And again, I am saying that they don't know shit. I don't know shit, and I spend the last 7 months devouring books. I was reading at least a book a week while watching at least a couple of hours of lectures a day to try to be a person that knew something. And the way the Dunning-Kruger effect works is when you know little, you think you know a lot. As you start actually getting knowledge, you realize how fucking little you know about it. So that's why if anybody ever says, oh, no, I know stuff, they don't. They don't know shit, and they know less than everybody that is involved in that because they're not willing to admit that they don't know anything. Amanda, what's going on? How are you? God, your baby is adorable. By the way, just throwing that out there, just pandering the crowd. I don't give a shit about the crowd of all 7 people. But seriously, Amanda, God, your baby's amazing. Cool. So the coronavirus, what is going on? That was my general thing that I got distracted about. So I'm going to try to not look at names right for this. Hi, I'm Barbara. I hope everything's well. I hope you're doing awesome. And I hope you're staying very safe and very healthy. Because my Aunt Barbara's amazing. And my Uncle Larry's dope as hell too. I hope they're both watching. Probably not. But no, I mean, either way. But again, my aunt has some breathing issues, and I hope that you're okay. I know you are. You're a tough ass lady. You married Uncle Larry. I doubt that some little thing or issue like having breathing issues is gonna do anything. So I hope you're doing really well. And we should do like a stupid video chat thing one of these days because I haven't seen you in forever, and it's not like, oh yeah, totally, we'll get together. Like I'll text you or message you on here, and I'll just let me know what date works. Kim Jean, hello Kim. All right, I'm not looking at any more names. It was my aunt. I had to say hello. So here's the notes, basically what I'm talking about. So coronavirus. I'm not saying it's not serious. This is terribly serious. The reason that it's so serious is because the government did too little, and it was too late. And it wasn't just like a whoops, we got caught with our pants down. We've had pandemics before. We've had many of them. We've actually, if you look at the numbers, coincidentally we have a new pandemic right around every major economic downturn that we experience as a country specifically, but also as a world. Weird, huh? But yeah, that's the situation. We didn't know what was coming, but we knew it was there. We knew it was a thing. We ignored it. We claimed it was a hoax by the Democrats or fake news. So we did get caught with our pants down because we were still busy fucking the neighbor's wife while we heard the husband come in, cock his shotgun and point it at our fucking heads. We didn't care. We were told we shouldn't care by one fucking asshole. One guy who, again, mind you, he's not, like, politicians aren't, you didn't get a degree in political science, but politicians aren't, like, just qualified for the job. That's why being a politician is awesome, because shit, I'm not qualified either. All I do is research and listen to people's problems and not owe big super PACs millions of dollars so I could actually enact legislation that fixes things instead of blaming the other party. Because let's be real, I think the student loan debt in this country is like $2.5–3 trillion, and the government kept telling us that we couldn't afford it. Shit, we just proved we could. Like that, we pumped $2.5 trillion into the stock market, and it just was gone. And like just like in that South Park episode, and we're doing money markets, we're moving your money around, and it's gone. Like I think it was like 20 minutes, half an hour. Shit, even if it was an hour, we spent $2.5 trillion, and it was gone in an hour. We have doctors, we have teachers that die with student loan debt that their kids have to pay for, by the way. It doesn't go away. You can't get rid of it in a bankruptcy like you can if you incur debts to be a CEO. Weird, right? I know, it's fucking crazy. But yes, okay, back to brass tacks here. The government was just fundamentally ineffective. And the way that we decided to do things was just very unfair. Like with everything, like the stimulus, whatever you want to look at, we'll get into some specifics here shortly. But again, the Fed pumped so much money into the system for a very long time. The Federal Reserve just pumping $2.5 trillion wasn't oh God, we just got to do something. This has been going on since 2008. Think about it. We never recovered from that crash in the first place. So now we still do the same shit. And it's been doing the same thing and it's not working, which means that maybe we should start being open to discussing alternatives to capitalism. Because if you're sick and you go to a doctor and he puts a thermometer in your mouth and he looks at it and goes, yeah, you don't have a temperature, you're fine, get the fuck out of here. And then the next day you're still sick, thrown up, and you walk in and he does another temperature, but this time it's a better thermometer. And you still don't have a temperature, you're still not sick. If you're still sick the next day, you need a new fucking doctor. Right? So if we have constant every 4 to 7 years on average throughout the 250 or so years since capitalism has been the overarching economic theory that's been going on in this world, really just in America, which is the world now at this point. Yeah, every 4 to 7 years. If you don't believe me, look at the fuck up and prove me wrong. I love being proven wrong. That means I learned something. So, again, we've been doing the wrong shit. It didn't prevent the meltdown. It didn't solve the problem. It sure as fuck didn't prevent a pandemic. And it definitely didn't prevent an economic meltdown. A worldwide economic meltdown, mind you. So why was it too little, you have to ask? Just a little history lesson. Let's compare things. FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I'm assuming people know who the fuck that is. He, in the 1930s, made the New Deal, which is why your parents have Medicare. It's why your grandparents have Social Security income. That was not a thing. Before the 30s, you worked, you retired, and then your kids paid for you. That's how it worked. But in the 30s, they couldn't do that because your kid lost his job too. So what are you going to do? You're going to let millions of Americans just starve, just wither and die? Or, shit, let's do something because the government doesn't have any money. Like, again, the USA was not stacking cash back then. Corporations were, though. And you can only imagine that in the worst economic depression ever, we'll see, hopefully, in not a lot of time from now, and it will still be the worst one ever, the government had no money. No one had any money. But you think about it. FDR created 15 million jobs. And he paid people to work because no one wants to sit around and get charity. No one. Ask them. No one wants to just sit around all day and fucking collect a check, except for, I guess, shareholders and CEOs. But we had no money. And then he was paying people a living wage. 15 million of them. That's why national parks are so pretty still. That's why the highway got built. But he also was paying people that weren't working, that weren't able to pay taxes on that income. You could imagine how much money that would cost because Social Security lasts until you die. Unemployment lasts for a year or two. That's a lot of money. And mind you, the retirement used to be a thing that corporations and companies used to be able to handle. And, whatever, my company gave me a 401k, cool. That's your money. You're going to pay, if you have $1 million saved in it, this is on average, you're going to pay about $150,000 in hidden in fees that you can see. Like, you don't make more money when the stock market goes up in your 401k. The guy who manages it does. You don't get those earnings because you don't get them right there. You can't access them without paying a 30 or 40% fine on those earnings, which would be, I'm assuming, more than those earnings were that you're bragging about to your friends. I don't like Trump, but I like him now because look at my extra zero in my 401k. Gone. Motherfucking gone. And if you were comfortable in the situation of thinking your 401k was doing well because of anything Donald Trump did, you're a fucking idiot. You are. Prove me wrong. If you're one of these people that are watching, again, this is a specific use. If you think that your 401k is protected from any of this, you're wrong. It doesn't, like, if you retired in 2008, you probably got a half to a third of what you thought you had been working towards your entire life. My father is going to be retiring soon. He took a big hit too, which means that your 401k doesn't mean shit. It doesn't. Mel Saw, what's going on? How are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're slanging mortgages somewhere or shit, whatever the hell you're selling. I hope everything's well. But yeah, basically think about that. The New Deal. You are in a situation where you again have no money. You can't. People were selling, like, they're trying to leave their children around. They were trying to sell them for what we don't know yet. But FDR somehow managed to get Social Security income in the midst of depression. He managed to get unemployment insurance in the midst of a depression. He managed to hire 15 million workers that were unemployed in the Great Depression. How did he do that? Well, great question. He had a lot of pressure, but not from his mega or super PAC donors. Quite the opposite. It was from the ground. It was from beneath. It was from below. through workers, labor unions, from below, through workers, labor unions, and my favorite, the CIO, which is a big labor union. They're still huge. It's the CIO part of the AFL-CIO. This is my favorite part. Guess who else was really, really the big movers and changers of why FDR did all that? The Communist Party of America and the Socialist Party of America. Yeah. You guys nervous? Communists, Russia, Socialists. Oh, God, I don't know anymore. Yeah, cool. No, they were the ones that were leading the people on these strikes because people start going, shit, maybe socialism, because this is before you had Russia, or this is because Russia wasn't going that fucking crazy yet. So China wasn't Russia. North Korea wasn't a thing. We didn't ruin Korea yet. So we didn't have anybody to point out and go, socialism bad yet. And Americans loved it. Americans loved communism. There was a socialist presidential candidate in 1920 something who from his jail cell got 20% of the national voting percentage, whatever the fuck it is, whatever. But yeah, from his jail cell, a socialist president got 15 or 20% of the vote. Cool, right? But yeah, so they were leading people on strikes. The police were fighting people in the streets, not I'm sure everybody watched my protest video that I posted. That was, again, me in the protest. I wasn't trying to film it. I was trying to be at work and get drunk for free. But I saw that shit, and I said, fuck this, and I hopped in. And then I eventually got corralled into an alley. And then when the police officer said, if you're not here to get arrested or protest, you can leave, I grabbed my roommate, and she was walking in front of me, and I shoved her out, and a cop went, no, right in front of me. They all got arrested, too. But they weren't going to let people go if they weren't there to make a point. Fucking cops, man. What are you going to do? Also funny, if you watch the first video, there's a still of a guy like this. I went to grade school with his son for 9 years, kindergarten, 8th grade. His name's Mike McGrath. He was a SWAT police officer, and then he was the chief of police in Cleveland for a long time. So again, Mike McGrath. Hello, Mr. McGrath. It's been forever. I hope you are doing well. I hope, Steve, Danielle, and Mrs. are doing awesome as well. So I hope things are great. The fact that you're a cop never bothered me, and it still doesn't. I'm just letting you know that when I went to the one meeting that they had for the city, and again, they do them I think quarterly, he was the liaison for the chief of police and the group that are trying to put pressure on Cleveland Police Department to not just arrest people and treat them like shit once they're arrested. He didn't show up. I was really bummed. I saw his nameplate. I was really excited to, catch up with him. But, the lead, which is kind of a bunny. Evie, what's going on? So this is crazy. Evie is my cousin. I'm sure, I hope I'm not fucking pronouncing your name wrong, but whatever. I've never met you, so who cares? But she's my cousin, second cousin, and we're the same person. She's just a million times cooler than me. We're both into dope music, and yeah, whatever. She's just awesome. She lives in, I think, Buenos Aires, I want to say. So she's, again, I live in Cleveland. She's way cooler than me. So hello, thanks for joining. But yeah, let's get back to brass tacks here. So why wasn't the meltdown avoided? Since again, we had gone through one a decade ago, really. Why didn't we know what to do in this? Shouldn't we have been prepared? Isn't one of the reasons, oh, I'm so sorry, Abby, god damn it, whatever. But think about it. One of the things that people, when they're running, that they run on is their experience. In the case of my election, they're 36 years of experience in the same position. 4 years longer than I've been alive. Crazy. So where the fuck was all of that experience? Where was all that know-how? Why aren't we in a situation where, sure, we're still hit by the pandemic, you can't stop a disease, but you can contain it. You can flatten the curve before it happened. The reason we didn't is because Donald Trump cut the funding to the CDC every single chance he could. We had somebody in China, around Wuhan, and since we cut the budget, they had to get rid of our liaison on the ground in China in November. So when Donald Trump is grandstanding on Fox News saying, It's China's fault. We were trying to get in and we couldn't. Yeah, fuck you, dude. I wouldn't let you back in either. You were there. You said that's not important, even though China was starting to go through all of this stuff. We went, nah, that's cool. Fuck them. We need austerity. We can't afford to pay for anybody's colleges or health care. $2.5 trillion again. So we don't need that. What do they know? World Health Organization, we've been paying like millions of dollars a year. Yeah, dude, we should be. We are the richest country in the world. We should be paying way more than that. We shouldn't point at a country where we spend $800 billion on our military, which is more than the next 8 countries spend combined. Yeah, we should be paying a shitload more than every other country for everything we're involved in. It should be the price we have to pay for them even letting us in the door. We're bullies. We're fucking assholes. Chrissy, what's going on? It's been a million years. Hopefully you and Dave are great. That's brother, right? Yeah, totally. Say hello to Dave for me. Tell him that I have seen pictures of his baby and also adorable. But it's okay. We're getting back to brass tacks here. So we have Social Security. We have unemployment. We have jobs created without income taxes that were being collected. Because if we didn't get the income taxes coming in, businesses would collapse. We didn't give a shit about the country. We gave a shit about the businesses. Again, there's a lot of things written about it. Look it up if you don't believe me. And prove me wrong. I love learning everything constantly. But seriously, what did FDR do? Again, no income taxes. The government's broke. Like a cartoon, you open your wallet and like a fly flies out. So how did he pay for all of this? You can only imagine how many millions, probably billions of dollars it ended up costing us, right? Yeah. So he didn't just give us $1,250 once or $500 for each kid once. He gave every person a huge fat check for every month for the rest of their lives. Social Security. Unemployment. If you lose your job through no fault of your own, look what the fuck's going on right now. You can't go into work if you're in a certain industry. So that sounds like not your fault. Think about it. They got a fat weekly check for a year or two. Now, to prevent employers from undercutting these new standards, because people are starving. Let's be real. If you're if you're a mom, if you're a dad, and you have a starving family at home, you'll work for whatever. Eating is better than your dignity at that point or your pride. So since he knew all of the guys, all the CEOs, because he's a Roosevelt, they were his buddies. He knew what they were going to do. They were going to try to pay people less. So he said, fuck you guys, preemptively. I'm going to make minimum wage. People that talk about minimum wage hurting anybody is an ill-informed fucking asshole. Minimum wage does the opposite. It increases everybody's base salary, meaning that if you're making more money now, you're going to make more money then. Not ipso facto, not as a matter of fact, but that's probably because you're fighting for the unemployment or the minimum wage to stay lower. Just a thought. Think about it. Cool. So, yeah. So the private sector, they're not going to hire millions of Americans looking for a job. Again, they're looking for a job, not a handout, not a charity. But the private sector, well, first of all, wouldn't ever, because all they care about is money. But let's say they can't. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt and say they can't. So what are we going to do? Seriously. FDR, he gave them jobs. From 1934 to 1931, he created and filled 15 million jobs, costing a lot of money. I didn't look up how much it was. Error on my part. Somebody look it up and let me know, because I'm going to be researching the next topic for tomorrow, whatever. So the bottom line here, why am I doing this? Why am I rambling? An hour and 15 minutes. Hooray for me. Here's the bottom line. Government in 1929 was forced from below to massively help people at the bottom, not people at the top, the bottom, which is the vast majority of middle and bottom income distribution. Think about it. There aren't millions of CEOs. There aren't millions of billionaires. Remember, we are the 99%. It's gotten worse. like trillions of dollars worse for income distribution. And again, I'm not making this up. I just don't know I have the specific in front of me. But it's very easy to Google search and find it for yourself. I'm fucking done giving people sources because they're not going to look at them. If you want a source and you think that I'm making something up, tell me and I'll send it to you personally. Otherwise, if you think that I need to post sources, do it. Look it up yourself. Like, you being a lazy piece of shit and saying, where are your sources, doesn't prove anything. It just proves that you didn't read my full post because I usually put sources around. So, yeah, cool. Hypothetical, whatever. But here's the deal. Private capitalist system is still failing. It has been forever. They didn't prepare for the virus. They knew it was coming, but it didn't make capitalist sense to stockpile things because you have to pay to create the masks, like use masks, ventilators, whatever, ventilators. So let's look at ventilators. You have to pay to make them, manufacture them. They need to pay to store them for a foreseeable thing like a pandemic. They didn't. They're more efficient, though. They're better. They're more effective than the government. Mind you, this is the big argument that I hear from people who are against healthcare for all. Fucking idiots. But they didn't do it. So if they are so good, why are we still short those things? Why is it costing 10 times the amount for a 50-cent mask today? Because capitalists and people that have the ability to spend a lot of money, they bought them all. They did the same thing as a stock buyback. They took all of the supply, demand all of a sudden went up, and now they're making, when they paid probably less than 50 cents for each of those masks. I saw some guy selling for like $8 a piece, and that was like a month ago. Hopefully he got shut down or arrested because if you can't sell, if there's a law that says you can't scalp your tickets to an event for more than they're worth, then why the fuck isn't there a law, especially an emergency law right now during the pandemic, that says you can't gouge prices? That would make sense, right? Like someone representing a majority of Americans would understand that. But hey, whatever. So here's the deal. What the fuck are we going to do? Great question. We can't keep trying what we've tried a million times. We can't. It doesn't work. Sorry. Like, sorry to burst your fucking bubble. Capitalism doesn't work anymore. It really never did. But capitalism is very obviously not working anymore. If you don't believe me, look at pollution. Look at homeless children. When we as a country throw away more food daily because it can't sell in a store than people have access to in their entire lives in other countries. We could feed the entire planet with the amount of food that we throw away every day as a world. Fucking disgusting. That's efficiency with markets. That's capitalism doing better than the government, mind you. Yeah. Sorry, but we can't do shit the way we've been doing it. We can't. We tried it. You know what? Everyone knows the whole adage of like, you know, if you keep trying the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, expecting different results, it means you're a psychopath. That's not true. Like psychologically speaking, it's not. They don't even use the word psychopath anymore. They've invented new ways to describe them, which is probably good. I don't know. I can't see the future. But that's all we do in capitalism. Capitalism has become the new religion in our country. You can't even bring it up. Like, I try to say something to anybody. And again, a lot of my friends make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I used to work at Quicken Loans. I set a fucking record there. I trained most of my friends that still work at Quicken Loans, actually. A bunch of directors and like people that are higher up. I trained them. So I fucking understand capitalism really, really, really well. Even more so now because I've been studying it for real. I have both sides. I have academic knowledge of it, and I was making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year with my first job out of college. I was trying to spend the shit out of that constantly. I understand capitalism. You get whatever you want when you have enough money to pay for it. Like I got away with murder. I'll tell some stories eventually, but seriously, like the foundation room above House of Blues was $3,000 for a year membership, which I obviously did because I didn't give a fuck. God, the amount of drugs I openly did in there was staggering. But we have to look at things, okay? Things aren't good. Everyone knows that. fixing them how we are fiscally and with monetary policy isn't fucking working either. We got to look at a new, real solution. Because right now we have a new economy. Think about it. We have to stay 6 feet away. Everything has to be very, very clean. We have to kill the virus wherever we can. So what are my ideas for one way to solve one tiny part of the problem? I'll frame it for you. Teachers. We have millions of teachers that aren't going into a classroom and teaching all day. We have millions of children who can't meet them there. School is over. School's garbage. School is bullshit. So what we should have planned for and we should have done, we're trying to do now. We're holding online courses. Okay, they should have been set up the second we saw this virus. But hey, capitalism is way more efficient and is way faster moving, right? That's the other one, is that government's slow, ipso facto. Private corporations are fast. Then why were we waiting like weeks, or probably still waiting for ventilators to be produced here? You ever think about that one, capitalists? Probably not. So we switched from the classroom structure to basically like a kind of online class taking situation. So we have a lot of kids that are sitting at home. We have a lot of teachers that hopefully, again, all of them are being able to do this, but we have millions of Americans that are unemployed. Millions of Americans that can teach something. Woodshop, cooking, home ec, whatever like the fuck you want to do. But think about it. We have the technology. We have the ability to rebuild him. But why aren't we switching to a tutorial structure? Why aren't we doing one-on-one teaching where we have one out-of-work, whatever they may be, in whatever their industry is or their hobby? It doesn't have to be thing you're skilled at. Because, I've had substitute teachers, and I've known more than them about the subjects matters. I had one teacher that literally walked out and cried. I'm not proud of the crying thing, but I was in like 4th or 5th grade. She didn't know what the hell she was talking about, and I called her out on it. She got so mad she cried and left. So you don't have to know a lot. I'm not saying that like teachers don't know a million times more than me basically about everything. I'm saying this specific sub didn't specifically. Like the rule is that teachers know a lot. They're way more important than anybody. Well, then we all think they are because we pay them like fucking garbage. Like the starting salary for teachers like 30. I'll round it up and be generous. What, $40,000? Teachers take on way more debt than asshole salesmen and marketing majors like me. And I fucking paid my student loans off with my first real big commission check from Quicken Loans. I'm not fucking joking. I had like $22,000 in debt. My first real paycheck was like $27,000. Do you think that I should make more money in a month than the people that are teaching your children every day should make in a year? If so, let me know. I'd love to talk to you because I'd love to hear your reasoning behind it. I'm not saying that you're dumb, even though hopefully. I would just love to hear your reasoning behind it, your stance. So, again, it's getting like towards an hour and a half. I'm going to try to wrap this up. So why don't we take the millions of people that are unemployed who know something, give them 1 or 2 hours a day where they can teach a kid something. We'll use woodshop in this case because I'm building a wooden hangboard still and I'm covered in splinters. One-on-one to save environment. It's the child's house. It's the same thing as putting them in front of the TV or the computer and having them listen to their current teacher. But let's make it easier on teachers because they're starting to teach like 20, 30 kids at a time. I don't know how big, probably bigger than that because we love defunding public schools. But they can't answer questions on an individual basis anymore. I'm sure they're fucking doing their damnedest, and they're probably working way harder than they are getting paid to, because that's how it always works with teachers. Let's lighten their load. You don't know much about English? Cool. Can you proofread stuff for like a 3rd grader? Hopefully. Why don't you help grade papers? Or why don't you review the papers with the students once a week, 1 or 2 hours, or as many times as you want? Why don't we pay these people? Why don't we have the government pay the shit out of these people? Well, pay the teachers more, first of all. Like, triple what they're paying minimum. Fucking minimum, seriously. Like, God, people that don't think public education is important are probably the ones that didn't go through it. I don't know. But it's safe. It's economically feasible. It makes more sense to do. It doesn't cost anything more than people because everyone has a cell phone, smartphone, and the majority of people have a computer. So shit, think about it. Hello, David Allen. Why don't we put these people to work? People don't want to sit around and collect one $1,250 check. They don't. People on welfare aren't proud of it. They don't look forward to going to the welfare office. They want a job. They want something to do. It just doesn't make sense. Or in this case, we can't get jobs. We can't. No fault of our own, which again is what unemployment insurance was created for. It's insane. So why don't we put these people to work? And again, we don't have to just say, hey, you got a computer, just teach these children. I don't know. Why don't we let the Board of Education, who can't, I mean, let's be real, they can't be that busy right now. Schools are closed. Let's have one person assigned to screening people. If you want to teach something, cool. Send me like a minute video of who you are and what you know. And if it's good, and you, like, again, because teachers get hired, why can't it be the same thing for a novice to just help out the teachers and to maybe give people a different thing that they couldn't get in their public school? Because I would imagine that, like, you don't have wood shops that often in schools anymore, unless it's like a vocational school or it's in the hood, because that's how you keep bad kids out of trouble. Wood shop. I was in metal shop. Whatever. So, what's another thing we have? Cars. Car rentals are basically non-existent right now, right? So we have a shitload of cars sitting in lots, depreciating by the minute. But we have people that are taking public transportation still because they can't afford a car. Why don't we link those two together? Let the government subsidize the gas. Let the government subsidize the insurance. Or no, fuck it. We'll let the corporations that bought those cars in the first place, they can fucking handle it. Who cares? If they were getting the handout anyway, let them use some of that for that. But think about it. It would take a lot of time and a lot of effort to make certain that those cars are cleaned in between each use, which would take millions of people. And that seems like, at least entry level, probably not something you have to have a lot of skills for. Eventually, sure, because you'll get really good at shit. Maybe you start an auto detailing company on the side. Government funded, maybe. But look, think about it. We have a lot of people sitting around. We have a lot of servers and industry people sitting around. I know they can wipe shit down. And I know that they clean things a lot better than most people who are charging you for a car wash at your dealership. Put them to work. Put them to fucking work. Why not? Like, why not? It would be in a massive program. It would be like, if Donald Trump made any of the things that I said happen, I'd vote for him. Straight up. I would. I think he's a fucking asshole. I think he's an idiot, but I will be voting for Joe Biden because Donald Trump's a worse idiot than Joe Biden is. And unfortunately, just like always, South Park nailed it years ago. Choosing between a douche and a turd. But vote or die, motherfucker, because 1 in 4 people in Ohio didn't request a ballot yet. Fucking idiots. Here's fun, though. Because this is a quote that I want to end it with and then say goodbye because it's been an hour and a half. And I love talking, but sweet zombie Jesus, no one wants to hear me anymore or look at my stupid face. So Trump had it right the other day, actually. Because he didn't want to shut the economy down. We didn't want to shut down auto workers just because we have tens of thousands of people killed from cars every year. They kill about 40 to 60,000 a year on average. So we'll use 50. But we should have, right? We have a product that kills 50,000 Americans a year? 1,000 Americans a year? Why is that still going on? We should have shut it down long ago. We should have been investing in rapid, frequent public transportation. Clean, attractive, because it would pollute the air less. It would kill virtually no one. And we don't have it because of a private capitalist system. But Trump was right when he said it, just like the current situation. We want that pandemic to run its course. It's killing hundreds of thousands of people so far. We have a year to catch up with the auto industry, but we still love cars. So let's treat this disease like a business, Donald Trump. Shut it down. Shit's getting fucked up. Shut the fuck down. Just like the auto industry, which should be shut down. But private profit will always trump public health. Because Trump said, worse than the disease for them, not for us. Remember that. That was not talking about a different country. It was talking to his buddies. Worsen the disease for them. Not us. Not us billionaires. Not us private capitalist motherfuckers. All right, that's all. Thank you, anybody that actually tuned into this. I think we were like up at 7 or 8 watching at one time, which is woo, great. Hello. Oh, Beavis, what up, dude? Great timing. I'm ending right now, Beavis. Way to go. Good news is, same bat time, same bat channel, every fucking day until the 28th. Alex, Beavis, write that shit down. Remember it. Every day, 7 o'clock. If you have a reason for not being able to show up to one, dope. I'm not counting this. You're showing at the end. But I love you regardless. I love everybody. And if you have something you want to talk or you want to hear more about, I will spend the entire day researching it. And I will give both. I will give facts. And then if you want, I'll summarize it with my opinion. Either one. Bye, everybody. I love you for real. Please let me know what you think I should be covering. Because otherwise, I'm just going to keep talking about rock climbing and, I don't know, what's on the generic thing. Spaghetti westerns. I don't know. Bye-bye. Love you.